Welcome to the next filter challenge. This filter has so many possibilities with it, but when you first look at it, it can be quite intimidating, but you're going to be surprised at how quick and easily you can utilize this. Here I made a layout with just my template 67, I think it is, and the filter we're going to use and an overlay. This is an overlay I had made. I don't think I've ever given it out, but it's an overlay I made some time ago. And I thought, that's good enough. I don't need to make anything any more fancier. You can see the filter applied here in the background. This photo here was utilized with the filter, and it's used on the white as well as the blue background to emulate the tower that he is up in it. And let me go ahead and show you how easily this is to do. This is what I utilized as a texture file, and a texture file is simply a .psd file in grayscale. I'm going to go ahead and hit undo a couple times, and this is actually just the photo that I took of the Sears Tower, which is now called the Willis Tower in downtown Chicago. When I first played with it in this size, the texture was all on the building, which was just kind of hidden behind my mat, and that didn't work very well. So I had to get creative, and I just resized it. You can see how far out it goes until I thought I had this building texture covering the whole page. Then I made sure, because this filter does work with the foreground and background colors, I hit D on my keyboard to select black and white, and in this way it made it grayscale for me, and I didn't have to change it later to grayscale. Go to the filter, gotta select that layer, go to the filter drop down menu, sketch, and base relief. Yes, after all that you finally found out what filter we were utilizing this time. And when you open up the base relief, you have the filter gallery pop up, and you can see it's taking a minute. It didn't take this long when my recording software wasn't on. And I think that this is just totally cool. It just totally rocks. I could take this alone and use it as it is, as a background, just like that. I mean, I think that is too cool. This is what it would look like if I had actually cropped the image. You have to remember, because I have it zoomed in and pulled out beyond the bounds of the paper, that I'm really only utilizing this much of it, but it's going ahead and converting everything, even that, out into the desktop area. And you only have a couple settings here. You have detail, which if you bring it over, it brings in much more detail, and I tried that, but to me it made it look too much detail. You just have to play with it, especially all this spotted stuff it made up in the sky. And then smoothness, we can compare it. I'm going to slide it all the way down so you can see what it looks like. It works really well with the smoothness. Works best with the smoothness slider all the way down and the detail slider all the way up. Actually, that's too much detail for me for this particular image. I think it depends on your image. This actually, if you look at this, is the sharpest, about right here. with the smoothness and then the detail about partway. It almost looks like it's engraved in metal. I just think it's so guy cool. You can really get a lot of cool guy cool layouts. And your other options over here are your light source. Now, most of the digital scrapbookers think of our light sources coming from the top left. And that would have been fine. But you can see then I had it was light. You can see the light source over here. Let me scoot it over. And how much darker it is over here. And for this purpose, I really didn't like that. I found that I liked the top best. You can see it going through and changing that now. Really seemed to work best. And I did find that when I was playing, and you're going to see the next step that we do, whatever I chose here, on the next step I chose the opposite. But go ahead and click OK, and it applies that base relief. And because we have black and white as our foreground and background color, it has now changed it to black and white. A grayscale. And you can see for me, I think this was just too much detail for my purposes, detracted from the photo, but we'll play with it. And next you do a save as, and for my part I'm just going to do a save, and save it to your desktop or whatever, but make sure you save it as a .psd file, because now this has become my texture file. Of course, I could just bring this right over into my layout and use it just like it is, but I want to show you all of your options. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this background layer, and I'm going to create, a new layer. And I just used the eyedropper and got the sky from this and filled my background with it. Let's go ahead and turn off this overlay for right now. And then I went to the filter drop-down menu, texture, and texturizer, and it opens up that filter gallery again, and you can see that it immediately gives my paper texture. Now, I did this on, a pure a pure color, a solid color, but I would suggest you try this with some paper that already has some texture, some solid colored textured paper that from one of your kits, whatever you're working with for your layout. Now it automatically came up because I already have it set. Yours won't automatically come up like this. You have to go to this flyout arrow, choose load texture, and find where you save the texture. Here's mine, and click open. And then once it opens, you can run the scaling and the relief, so you can even make it more relief or less relief here. And this is where I was saying that the light source seemed to me to work best the opposite. So since I chose top on the base relief filter, I chose bottom here, but you can do whatever you want. See, it just will give you there's no right or wrong answer. See, here's top right, but I chose bottom and I clicked OK. And there you can see how that is kind of, for my purposes, too much texture. Just a bit too much. So that's why I took the measures to tone it down some. And I also applied it to the white papers, both of them. And you can see it almost makes it so it's continuing up even from the papers. The lines are almost going in the same direction. Now there are other filters, and I really can't recall all of them off the top of my head. I'm making a new layer again, that use the texture, Probably these right in here that and the texture grouping. So this one is the stained glass, and no, it doesn't have it in here. Okay, the first one I choose doesn't. I thought there were some others in here that used texture files. I may be wrong. Well, your other choice, as I was saying, is you can even do this in colors. We can play with it here in a moment. Let me redock that one up to save it. And here it is in my layout, just as it is in the grayscale. And that would work too. That would be really cool. You could then go a step further and maybe blend these, with blending modes and apply them that way with various papers or other textures. You could get out there and just take, if you really begin to become addicted to this hobby, your poor family will have to stop with you wherever you go when you take pictures of textures. You'll see textures everywhere. You'll see something on the concrete that you're walking by, and you'll have to stop and take a picture of it, or a wall or something, and then you're going to start seeing all these textures now, and you can go online, of course, and download various textures that you can use this base relief with. You're going to start seeing them wherever you go, and have to stop and make your family wait while you take a picture of them. I'm trying to think. I think there was another, where was it? There was another one in here that used the textures. If somebody remembers it, it's bugging me that I can't remember which one it is. So anyway, let's get back. That's basically all you do. Make a texture file with it and apply it using the texture. It's pretty easy and fast, and I babbled longer. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I knew there was something. Let's undo this. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we choose a color for our foreground color and a different one for our background color. I got two blues here, just so we can see what happens. Sketch, base relief, and this will help you when you go to utilize it to make sure that you choose the colors that you want to choose. In this case, you can see the light blue, which is the foreground color, is what is utilized on the highlights, and the darker blue is used on the I'm going to change this back to white. I love playing, but it's good to do this just to see what happens. Aha, see there, that's pretty cool, with the white as the foreground color and the blue as the background color. Really gives a whole different look. Now let's just play with it and switch the two so that our foreground color is the blue. Just so that you can see, it's always good to play with these. You can see how the foreground and background color affect this. And so now the background color is white and the foreground color is the base color. And so you can kind of see how that makes a difference. So they do both make a difference. And you can utilize this in your blending when you think about how the blending modes work. So hey, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. I can't wait to see what you do with this one, because it is kind of fun and very easy to use. I'll catch you around the forums.